So Finn is like, hey, Rey, do you want to leave this movie with me? And Rey's like, no, we were advertised as the main protagonist of this movie. What if? And then that is when Finn decides to finally reveal to Rey that he is he was a stormtrooper. And then at first I was like, oh no. Now we're going to have the big scene where she's mad at him for not telling her the truth earlier. But no, she doesn't care about that. Holy shit! She only cares about what actually matters then. And what matters is that they frickin' the friggin' First Order has come the fuck along, and they're bombing the place and whatnot. And she's like, hey, you need to stay with us, okay? I don't care that you used to be a stormtrooper. What I care about is that we do this together. And Rey's like, nope, I'm out, peace out. And Rey's like, fine. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to have my own equivalent to that scene that Luke Skywalker had in Empire Strikes Back, where he fights Vader, and it turns out that it's him inside of that mask, that dream sequence. I'm going to have my own dream sequence now. To possibly imply that I'm his daughter, I don't know yet. I'm gonna get a little bit more into that later. But anyway, so she goes down to the basement and she sees his lightsaber, and she has a whole bunch of delusions where she sees all kinds of stuff. And one of the things that she sees is 3CPO being touched by Luke's hand. And it's like, oh, that was the only thing we saw in the trailers of Luke, which means that that's not canon, which means anything could have happened to Luke. Oh god, what the fuck happened to Luke? Well, you say, no, let's do this in the order of the movie for once, okay? So anyway, So female Yoda continues to be all female Yoda to her, but she points out how she's different from Yoda in that she's not a Jedi, but she's still old and experienced enough to know all about it. And she realizes that she needs to be a Jedi. Rey needs to be a Jedi, which gives some implications of some things, which sprouts some theories about Rey. But if there's one character who does not need theories, that is Kylo Ren. Because we already have confirmation about his backstory. Yes, it is revealed from Andy Serkis. Yes, Dark Overlord Andy Serkis. Hey, he's stealing your job, Dark Overlord of the Universe. I am not intimidated by Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis is just a small little British man. Well, for all we know, he might be small since we only see him through a hologram in this movie. Yes, we see what's his name, Thuck or Thunk or something. I don't know. It's some kind of weird name, or Hutch, Thutch. I don't know. Some kind of weird ass name. We find out from Andy Serkis that we only see him from a hologram. And what's interesting is that it seems like the hologram technology has gone a long way since the last time we saw it. Before, we could easily tell what was a hologram and what was not. But now, the technology has improved to the point where we thought that Andy Serkis was a big-ass giant in this movie. But no, it was just a hologram. So who knows, maybe he's actually regular size when we eventually do see him in person in these movies. Or maybe he's actually teeny tiny. Maybe he's actually really small, and maybe that's the big twist instead. Yes, maybe that's the equivalent to the I Am Your Father twist in the original trilogy. And so the equivalent to that twist here is that it turns out Andy Serkis was really tiny the whole time. Yeah, not really as much of a shocker, actually. But anyway, not really that much of a good as a twist now that I think of it. But anyway, what we find out from him is that Kylo Ren is the son of Han Solo. Han Solo. Yeah. What do you have a problem with now, Dark Overlord? Well, you see,
Everyone was always theorizing who was the son of what, who was the daughter of who, all of this, who was the father of who, what bullshit. And they decided to give in and decided to do that. Decided, you know what, let's just give in to the fans and give them what they want.
And what's wrong with that? It's fun to speculate who's the son of who. And so what if we find out that Kylo Ren is the son of Luke, Han Solo and Leia? So what? We still got other characters who are just thrown into the mix, like Poe and Finn. So what if we have just one character, or maybe two, that are the descendants of other characters? That's what happens in real life. That's what happens in real life. People procreate all the time,
and it's disgusting. I hate the sight of babies. Babies!
Well, I like babies until they become douchebags, and then they become bigger douchebags, and then they become young adults. But anyway, so, what the fuck was it? Yes. So Kylo Ren. It turns out that he is the son of Han Solo, and so he was raised by Luke to be a to be a Jedi, but then Luke failed him. He failed him, and so Kylo Ren decided to become evil, be a freaking evil prick, and was corrupted by the dark side.
Let me guess, they're gonna over-explain this in its own prequel trilogy.
No, hold on. I have faith in Star Wars that they have learned from their mistakes, which means they won't do that, because we have perfectly enough amount information about this. They don't have to over-explain it now, like they did before. I mean, then again, they didn't have to over-explain it last time, but it was kind of cool to see exactly why Anakin Skywalker needed that cyborg suit. And so that was the reason why, and that was the only reason why we needed those films. But here, on the other hand, we don't need anything, because guess what? It turns out that that Kylo Ren, turns out he actually doesn't need that helmet. Yes, because you see, Rey decided to go searching in the woods, go out in the woods, and she meets Rey. She meets Rey for the first time, and Rey shows his evil forceness, and he kidnaps Rey, thus prompting a whole bunch of people to probably complain about it just as much as they complained to Joss Whedon about Black Widow being a damsel in distress, I guess, in Age of Ultron. But it's different here. I mean, then again, it was still not, all of those death threats to Joss Whedon still weren't warranted, but because you see, Rey turns out to hold her own. Yes, because unlike with Poe, when, Poe-pocalypse, when Kylo Ren tries to intimidate her and interrogate him, with his mind powers, with his Jedi or Sith mind forceness, she is not broken by him. She holds down her mind. She holds steady against Kylo Ren's mind fuck force. Ooh, proving that she has the Force. She's not even intimidated when he takes off his mask, revealing his tween heartthrob sexiness under his mask.
Then why the fuck did he need that mask?
Well, like I said before, he didn't have it because he needed it to hide himself. He just did it because he was a fanboy of Darth Vader. That's why. He didn't even need the mask. He just liked being like Darth Vader. He's like, oh, I'm going to have my own mask too, even though I'm not butt ugly like he was. Well, with his burnt off face and whatnot. So yes, and it's ironic because this is the exact opposite of Darth Vader. You see, Darth Vader wore a mask because he had a butt-ass, ugly, horrible, maimed, scarred face, whereas with Kylo Ren, he's sexy as fuck under that face. Yes, Yes, so sexy that he has voluptuous curly locks and a beefy, cheeky face with big old pinchable cheek faces. I'm getting really too detailed in this. Anyway, so yes, so Kylo Ren throws his mask into a litter box for some reason, allowing cats to poop on it, I guess. And he's very frustrated about not being able to break Rey's mind. And he's like, "Oh, I want to break her mind." Yes, it must be noted that that at first you might seem that Kylo Ren seems like too much of an exaggerated version of Darth Vader, in that he gets in these huge, big-ass temper tantrums and whatnot. Whereas when Darth Vader was pissed by something, he'd be like, "Oh shit, I'm pissed about this. I'm gonna choke some people and then move on." But no, Kylo Ren is very violent. He just fucks things up and whatnot. And at first, you might seem like that's too excessive. It's just to make him like Darth Vader on steroids. But no, he has a reason for that. Because you see, I believe it's because he wants to be like Darth Vader, but he's too young and naive to realize how the badassness of Darth Vader. But then again, Darth Vader was also at one point where he was, except Kylo Ren is played by a better, sexy heartthrob actor than the one Darth Vader was played by in the prequels. But then again, you know what? Hayden Christensen is not that bad of a person. It's just that he had a shitty director. But anyway, but the difference is that this director is better with this material. Anyway, so yes, and Poe, sorry, why am I confusing on all these names?
Maybe because they're all one-syllable names.
Yeah, that's probably why. I keep confusing them. I keep saying Rey when I mean Poe. I keep saying Poe when I mean Finn. I keep saying Finn when I mean Rey. It's good God. We need more syllables. We need more. There is a shortage of syllables with these names, with these first names. Anyway, so Rey escapes. Using Jedi mind tricks. Yes, giving more implications that I'm very, very curious about. But anyway, yes, so she proves that she is not a damsel in distress. She is more intuitive and more productive than you would think. So guess what? You don't need to do those death threats. I mean, you're probably going to do death threats anyway because, you know, people who do death threats on the internet about movies are freaking dumbasses, so dumbass haters are gonna dumbass hate. But anyway, so while this is all happening, back on the remnants of female Yoda's destructed bar. Oh no, I hope everyone's okay. The Resistance shows up. Yes, Viva Resistance! And so they are reunited with Han and Finn and Chewbacca, and so we get to see a reintroduction of Leia. Yes, Leia is back in the movie, and then 3CPO has to be like Cyclops for some reason. Yes, for some reason, the scene that it reintroduces Leia and 3CPO is very reminiscent of the scene that reintroduces Cyclops and Jean Grey into the X-Men movies, where we see Han oogling, going all googly eyes over Leia, just like Wolverine with Jean Grey, only for C3PO to cock block him once more, just like Cyclops did. But the difference is that the difference between Cyclops and C3CPO is that 3CPO is supposed to be only there to cock block. Cock blocking, cock blocking, cock blocking. And this time he does it with a red arm. Yes. And the reason why I am very in your face about his red arm is because he's in your face too. It's like, hey, look at me, I have a red arm now. Which means you have to buy my red arm action figure. Red arm. clear arm treats red arm. But anyway, so they go to the base, so they go to the secret base of the new resistance layer, where we see a bunch of new characters, bunch of more characters, and we see some familiar faces like Admiral Akbar and that one guy who I forgot the name of. I think it was Num. Nia Num. We see Nia Num again.
I couldn't care less, even if they reintroduced Lando.
Yeah, that was a big sword. That was kind of a gaping absence, wasn't it? I mean, I know it's been confirmed for the longest time that Lando would not be in this movie, but still, it was like, well, you're kind of not being too, you're kind of constantly reminding us of that. I mean, no one even mentions the absence of Lando, which might mean that he might be showing up soon, maybe, because, in another movie, because, if Lando was dead, for good, and it would mean that we would never see him again, they would make that clear. They would have been like, hey, remember when Lando died? That was sad. Let's move on now. No, they don't say that. So maybe he is still out there somewhere. Somewhere out there, Lando is doing stuff. Yes, but they do make it very apparent that he's not there just by having Nia Num there, of all people, instead of Lando. So it's like, wait a minute, you brought back Admiral Akbar and Nia Num, but not friggin' Lando Calrissian? And don't give me all this bullshit, well, how do you know if that's Nia Num? And how do you know if that's Admiral Akbar? Maybe that's different people of that alien races. Well, guess what? They were confirmed in the friggin' IMDb, so take that. Take this IMDb and shove it. So anyway, what the hell was I talking about? Yes. So they get so they meet all the other new cast members and characters, and Finn gets reintroduced to Poe. Yes, Poe is back into the movie. Yes, and Poe is like, hey, the movie didn't need me anymore for a while, so it decided to put me away, but now the movie needs me again, so that's why I'm back. Yay! You should keep you should keep my jacket on you. It fits you, and it sells action figures. And so anyway, so you might be wondering why Finn is still doing stuff when we thought he was gonna escape the movie with those two characters who were inevitably gonna get action figures even though they were there for a millisecond. Well, you see, the reason why is that he cares for Finn. Yes, he decided to grow some balls now. He decided to grow some big black balls, and he's going to save Finn now. He has the courage now. Maybe it's because that's his libido talking, but I think it's more. And a little bit of a libido. It's a combination of that. But anyway, so we see the other new characters in this Resistance. We got the guy from Lost, the Asian guy from Lost, and he's got gray hair for some reason, even though that guy's not old enough to have that gray hair. But anyway, maybe they were casting for someone older, but then they got him, and they're like, hey, do you think you could, like, spray your hair with some white hairspray? And he's like, okay. Psh, psh, psh. There, I'm an old person. No makeup. But anyway, yes. But we also have Matt Parkman here. Oh, yes, Matt Parkman is in the movie. Yes, from Heroes. Heroes. I'm stealing this bit from Bludnovsky.
Why do you care about Matt Parkman?
Because he may or may not be a descendant of Porkins. I hope he is. Now, hopefully, no one is offended by that. I mean, sure, some people might think, oh, you're just saying that because he's fat. Well, I'm not just saying that because he's fat. I'm saying that because he's fat and he has a beard and he is one of the fighter pilots, just like Porkins. He's keeping up the Porkins legacy. Hopefully, he doesn't end up like his old man and dies. I'm counting on you to continue the Porkins legacy, regardless of whether or not you are related to Porkins. You know what? That's my headcanon. That is my headcanon. My headcanon is that Matt Parkman's character is the son of Porkins. But anyway, So what the hell was I talking about? Yes. So remember that Death Star from the first movie? Well, now they have one on goddamn steroids. Yes, they have a giant, big-ass Goliath Death Star. A giant Death Star.
Thus continuing my hate for this movie. They just keep ripping off the first one.
Now, hold on. This is a different Death Star. This one has a giant anus. And it's so goddamn big that it has like forests on it and shit. It's got like mountains and snow and forests on it. The original Death Star didn't have forests and mountains on it.
Why the fuck does it have mountains on it?
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. To disguise it as a planet, I guess. But anyway, another thing that makes this different from the original Death Star is that this one feeds from the sun. It sucks from the sun and it fuels it. It sucks from the sun until there won't be no sun anymore. It's like it's forcing the sun to breastfeed it. It's like
that is very disturbing even to me.
Yes, I am a disturbing person. So anyway, so now that the planet has breastfed, the ginger Nazi guy who is one of the Weasley brothers, one of the older ones, is like, I am a Nazi ginger man! Woo! Oh, let's blatantly show how Nazi-like we are! But anyway, yes, but Kylo Ren is not there because he's too busy being more badass than that. Anyway, so yes, so Han and Finn and Chewbacca go on a rescue mission for Rey, trying to get her off of that goddamn, Death Star, while at the same time also planting some good old bombs and whatnot.
They just keep repeating the first one. They have to explode the Death Star.
Well, hold on. The first Death Star required just one shot. This one is a little bit more tricky. It needs multiple shots. It needs to be shot multiple times. Sometimes by Poe, other times by Matt Parkman, other times by other characters. Look, they're even progressive now. They even have non-human jet fighters. Too bad one of the non-humans died, but oh well. Goodbye, non-human jet fighter. We will remember you, maybe not. You're a camel face. And over there's a baboon. And over there's another thing. But anyway, by the way, no, seriously, there is a baboon back at the base. But anyway, a talking baboon, yay, talking baboon. I'm the talking baboon and you're not. But anyway, so Finn and Rey finally reunite, and Rey is like, "Oh my God, I think I friggin' know how to use the Force." And Finn is like, "Oh shit, if you know how to use the Force, then you're the protagonist, not me, which means that I could die. No, fuck, I don't want to be another token black guy who dies." Well, Lando never died. Oh yeah, you got a point. But he's not in this movie, so I'm scared. But anyway, but it turns out, no, Finn is not the one who dies.
What? You mean another thing that makes this movie too much like the first one?
I know what you're talking about, Dark Overlord. I know what you're talking about. Yes. Now, there's been a lot of speculation that Luke Skywalker will take on the role once held by Obi-Wan Kenobi from the original film. You know, being that sort of figure. However, it seems more apparent that Han Solo would have been more like that figure. Not just because he's in this movie a whole lot and is sort of like that mentor figure like Obi-Wan Kenobi, but also something very sad, because you see, he is the father of Kylo Ren, so he has to talk Kylo Ren out of it, because guess what? Leia told Han that she still felt some good in him. And guess what? You know what? It shows that Leia really does have the Force, because you know what? She feels some good in in Kylo Ren. She senses some good in him, and so Han believes her, and so Han goes to Kylo Ren. They meet each other on some bleachers of some wherever the hell, and so Han attempts to have a father to son talk to Kylo Ren. You know some father son bonding, some quality time between Poppy and Dada, between Papa and son. And so he's like, hey son, take off that helmet. Okay, take off the helmet. I know you're going through an emo phase. Okay, all right. I failed you as a father. Okay, I wasn't there for you when you needed me, and now you're a knockoff Anakin Skywalker, except a lot cooler than Anakin Skywalker, because you're not Hayden Christensen. You're that guy from Girls. So come on, man. Come on. Take off the Darth Vader cosplay and look at me as your father. And so Kylo Ren takes off his helmet and he looks at him in the face, and they have a father-son talk. And at first, Kylo Ren is like, hey, you know what, Poppy? You're right. I need to change. I need help. I admit my problems. I admit it, okay? I need help. Will you help me, Dad? And Han is like, yes, I will help you, son. But then some clouds overshadow them. It used to be all light and cheerful, but then some clouds overshadow them, right? And I guess Kylo Ren is like, hey, it's no longer sunny. I like the sun, but now it's cloudy. Now I'm gonna be emo again just for that reason, and I'm gonna stab Han Solo. No, Han Solo is dead. Han Solo is dead. He's dead. Han Solo's dead. Han Solo's dead.
I refuse to care about this.
Why? Why don't you care about this, Dark Overlord of the Universe?
Because we know he's gonna come back.
Oh, really? Well, guess what? He fell into the Netherlands of the giant-ass abyss of the ship. Okay? He's good as dead. There is no way to bring him back. Okay? They would not do that if they were going to bring him back. Okay? So guess what? All you theorists out there giving your theories, okay, you can theorize all you want about Han being back. That's not gonna bring him back, okay? Alright? This isn't like Darth Maul or Boba Fett, okay? He is dead, alright? They did this for a reason, okay? They didn't do this just so they could bring him back. This was for a reason. And even though I'm very sad about that reason, it's still a reason nonetheless. Oh, God. So yeah, so that does confirm people's theories that he is basically like our equivalent to Obi-Wan Kenobi. He got killed by the red sword wielding masked man. Yes, it's very sad. And then Kylo Ren is like, hey, Finn and Rey, you guys have one-syllable names. I need to deal with you guys over in the forest. That is where we're gonna have our climactic battle, okay? So let's regroup over there. Alright, let's do this. Okay, so anyway, so after they regroup at the forest, Leia senses that Han is dead. Yes, she knows about it. She senses it. She senses that using the Force. Oh, it's very sad. We should have seen this coming. After all, they had a conversation. They basically had this moment together. So of course this was sort of a dead giveaway that Han was destined to kick the bucket. Oh God. So anyway, so yes, so she senses it, and so as the jet fighters continue to explode throughout the core of the Uber Death Star, of Death Star 47.5, Poe and Finn and Kylo Ren continue their fight, this time in the forest, because that is where they agreed to have this climactic battle, I guess. So anyway, so what happens first is that Poe, I keep getting confused by all these one-syllable names. Rey gets knocked the fuck out by Kylo Ren. And at first you think, oh no, Rey is incapacitated. No, which means that Finn will have to step up and be the heroic one with the lightsaber. And of course, he doesn't realize, like, wait a minute, I'm not the protagonist of the movie. She is. So he gets attacked by Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren strikes his back. Oh no, he's like a Kunta Kinte. Oh, that's awkward and weird and racist. Oh no.
Well, it's just racist because you're thinking of it. You didn't have to think of a Kunta Kinte.
Well, I did. Okay, I did. So anyway, so it turns out that no. Guess what, Finn? You're the one who gets incapacitated because immediately, as soon as you go unconscious, Rey wakes the fuck up, and she's like, oh shit, now I have to be the one to wield the lightsaber, because I am the one who is a potential Jedi. And so she has an epic fight, an epic showdown with Kylo Ren, and they have this big epic fight, and as they're having this fight, the Death Star is falling apart! You're tearing me apart, jet fighters! And so as the Death Star is tearing apart, Rey and Kylo Ren continue with their battle until one defeats the other, and it is Kylo Ren who is defeated. And when he is stricken by Rey, he has a scar on his face. He's probably fangasming out about that. He's probably happy about that because he's like, yay! Now I'm more like Darth Vader. Now I actually have a reason to put on the mask because I have a scar now. Now I'm a little bit more like him because I have a scar. Thank you, Rey. Thank you for the scar. See you in the next movie because the cliffs separate.
Wait a minute, how do you know if Kylo Ren even survived? We never see him again.
Because why the fuck would they get rid of him there? Of course he'd come back. After all, the final scene we see with the First Order is Andy Serkis being like, hey, you guys need to regroup in the next movie. I'll see you then. Maybe we'll invite Thrawn. I don't know. It depends on who Benicio del Toro is playing. Bye, Weasley brother. Bye, Ginger. Bye, Ginger Nazi. See you in the next movie. Oh, by the way, bring Kylo Ren with you. Okay, bye. Transmission out. So anyway, so Finn and Rey are rescued by Chewbacca, and they reunite back at the base where Leia is very sad about Han Solo dying. Han Solo, Han Solo, Han Solo. Oh, good. He's dead. So anyway, so this is the point where the movie where a powered down 3CPO realizes, like, wait a minute, it's the end of the movie, which means that this should be the time for me to wake up, because now that the movie is over, this is when I'm going to show that it turned out I had the whole map the whole time. Oh, R2-D2, you friggin' dumbass. What do you mean you had the whole map this whole time and you wouldn't activate it until the movie was over? What the fuck?
See, a criticism.
Well, it's a small one. Plus, maybe, I don't know, maybe he came back because he wanted to cheer the other ones by making them forget that Han is dead. Like, hey guys, guess what? I know Han is dead and all, but guess what? Let's replace him with Luke Skywalker because I have the map this whole time. but there's a piece missing. And so BB-8 fills in the gap of that map, and oh, it's so cute. BB-8 is bonding with 3CPO. It's so cute. Oh my God, it's so cute. The little robot and the big robot, and they're like brothers, and they have a fun time. All those cynical fans were like, oh, maybe they'll have a rivalry in the movie. No, fuck you. It's a friendship. It's a little friendship. It's so happy. They're gonna have robot happiness. They're gonna do robot games, and they're gonna play, and they're gonna go on the roller coaster and have fun, and they're gonna go to a restaurant and eat, and it's gonna be so happy and fun. What the fuck? I say that to the mirror every day. So anyway, so they finally got the location to where Luke is, which means that Finn must find him now.
Wait, why is Finn doing it?
Oh, sorry, I meant Ray. See, I'm not good with these names. They all have one syllable, and I keep confusing them. God damn it. But anyway, yes. So Ray must be the one to find Luke.
Wait, why does she have to do it?
Yeah, you're right. Well, why is she the one to do it? She's never met Luke before, although she's heard of him. That would be like if all of these people who knew the Star Wars movies and grew up with them, and finally there was a new movie and they did not watch it, and said someone else who did not watch the previous films was the only one who got to watch it. It's kind of like this, because there's tons of other people who were more in need of finding where Luke was, but no, they're gonna leave it to Rey and Chewbacca and 3CPO, so there's that, I guess. But anyway, yes. So they can say goodbye to Rey as she goes on her way, but first she says goodbye to Finn, who is in a coma currently. Wait, what the fuck? Finn is in a coma? Jesus Christ! That's how you're gonna end that? Is him in a coma? Oh, that means we don't get to see them kiss. There was big implications about it, but no, that means we don't get to see it because he's unconscious. Oh, God damn it. They're gonna have to make us wait until the next one. Who knows? Maybe the next one will begin with Finn waking up and he's got a big beard. He's like Rip Van Winkle. Finn Van Winkle! Oh, I'm so proud of myself. Also, Popocalypse is alive, but people don't matter, because what matters is that Rey is gonna finally answer the question that's on everyone's mind. Just everyone has been thinking about this. Everyone's made theories about this. Everyone's been talking about this nonstop, and of course that is, what happened to Luke Skywalker? Where in the world is Luke Skywalker? Yes. Ever since we got all these trailers, none of them have shown Luke Skywalker, so it brings a huge question as to what happened to him. Where is he? Well, that is what the movie answers at the very end. So, why have we not seen Luke Skywalker? What is the big thing they've been keeping about him? Well, what happens is, so Rey goes to the planet where Luke Skywalker may be at, and so she goes to this island where there's this ocean, and the island is on the ocean, and she sees that there's a whole bunch of stairs going somewhere. Oh, so many stairs! I want to kill the guy who invented stairs! There are still stairs! That's an abridged reference. I don't care. Oh, okay, fine. But anyway, yes. And of course, Chewbacca and 3CPO are like, no, screw that. 3CPO is not good with stairs. And plus, Chewbacca is played by a very old, dying old man. So Rey has to do it alone. She has to go up these stairs, and then more stairs, and then more stairs. Man, they really want us to earn this reveal with regarding Luke Skywalker. So then finally, after all of these stairs and out of all of this build-up of the whole movie, we finally make it all the way up to the top where we see this hooded figure. And then he turns around and it shows a bearded, burly Luke Skywalker. And he takes off his hood and he still has his robot hand. Yes, apparently he doesn't care if it looks like flesh anymore. No, he just lets it flaunt out his robotness on his robot hand. And he has long voluptuous gray hair. He looks like an old Jesus. He's got a big beard. So, you might be asking, then what is the big secret? I mean, they haven't shown him in any of the trailers, so surely there's something shocking about this twist. Surely there's this big twist regarding Luke Skywalker. So what is it? What is the big twist about him? Well, what happens is Rey hands out his lightsaber, the one that he had, although it's blue instead of green. But hey, I'm not the nitpicky type, so never mind on that. But yes, so she takes out the lightsaber that he once had, and she shows it to him, and Luke stares at it, and stares at it. And she's like, hey, are you going to pick it up with your force? Are you going to pick it up with your force? Are you going to use your force to pick this up? Are you going to use your force to pick it up? Are you going to use your force to pick up this lightsaber? Are you going to use this force to pick up the lightsaber? Are you going to use your force to pick this up? Are you? Are you? Are you going to use your force to pick up this lightsaber? And the answer to that is... fuck you, end of movie. The movie is over. Directed by J.J. Abrams. The movie's over. That's it. The movie's done. All over. See you in the next movie 2 years from now. Whoa. So that was the Star Wars Force Awakens. Oh, God. That is how they ended it. With a cliffhanger. Oh, man. We don't know if Luke Skywalker is able to use the Force anymore. Oh, God. Yes, that's how they end it. They ended on that note, with the possibility that he might not even know how to use the Force anymore. Oh my God, he's got Force. He can't. He's got Force dysfunction. He can't use his Force anymore. He can't get it up anymore. He needs Force Viagra. That's probably the title of the next film, Star Wars Episode 8. The search for Force Viagra for Luke. Oh, God. When you think of all those other films where they have these happy, cheerful endings. The first movie ended with them being honored with rewards. And then the second film ended them with them like confidently looking into this galaxy, into this quasar, and they're all like, oh, we're so confident in ourselves. And then the third one ended them with a party with Ewoks, with little teddy bears being all happy in the forests, and they're all happy and stuff and dancing. And you know how this movie ends? With a possibility of Luke Skywalker not having the Force anymore. The exact opposite of happy. Just a friggin' downer of a depressing ending. But it's it's not ending in a bad way. It's an ending of a refreshing way. Yes, with all of these happy endings, here's a way to contrast this with the possibility of Luke not having it anymore. Oh, good. Oh, it's so heartbreaking. It's so gut-wrenching. Oh, good. No, it's bad enough that Han Solo is dead, but now you're just gut-wrenching my heart even more by giving us the possibility that Luke Skywalker doesn't have the Force anymore, or he doesn't want to wield the lightsaber anymore. Oh, all the possibilities. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. He even looks like Jesus Christ. Oh.
Do you want to hear how I feel about this?
Okay, fine. How do you feel about this?
I feel that this was horrible. This was disgusting. This was just a blatant ripoff of Star Wars Episode 4.
Au contraire, my friend. Much like your cynicism before, I continue to defend this. Not just because I'm a Star Wars fanboy. Actually, I'm not really, because, there's tons of names that I don't know and whatnot. But no, not because of that. Because guess what? I feel that the whole point of this movie was that, guess what? They are acknowledging the fact that this is a return to Star Wars. This is the first time we've gotten Star Wars in a long, long time in live action form. And we're actually seeing it after the original trilogy instead of before. And because of that, they want to honor what came before. They want to honor the first movie. Does this mean that the second movie will be a lot like episode 5? Like how this one was a lot like episode 4? I don't think so, because they did all of their homaging of the first one, all of the honoring of the first one. And now that they've got that out of their system, now they can move on and do creative things. It's just that they did a lot of homaging of the first one to honor it. And they still did their own original takes. You know, they still mixed it up and added stuff new, while at the same time honoring the story that came before. After all, history is doomed to repeat itself. I mean, there's been tons of wars that have been very similar. Guess what? If you've got something that works, of course you would keep going at it. Of course you would make another Death Star and whatnot. So all those things that we got were homages to the original. They weren't rip-offs. They were homaging it. And now that we've done all the homaging, now we can move on to more original stories with the films to come.
I choose to ignore all of that, and instead, I am going to commence the invasion of the Dark Overlords. Here is my family.
What? Well, I didn't agree with this.
Hey, you owe me, after all. You killed off Walter Jennings, so you owe me. So guess what? I'm going to throw my own Christmas party, and I'm inviting all of my family. Come on, family. Oh, hello, son. You've grown so big. You've grown so big. You're so big now. Stop babying him, Martha. He's a grown man. Shut the hell up, Nathan. Can't I tell my son what's up? No, you can't, Martha. I make a boom boom. I make poo-poo in my pants. I make poo-poo, poo-poo in my pants. Wah, wah, wah. I don't want to be here. You guys are ruining my life. I want to live by myself. You guys are so uncool. I love Donald Trump. I support Donald Trump. We need to get rid of all the immigrants. I hate the immigrants. Donald Trump is so great. Donald Trump for 2016. Hey guys, why can't you be proud of me? I am so great. I just got accepted into a play. I really want this job. I gotta have this job. Blah, 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 blah. Look at me. Be proud of me. I am not a failure of this family.
Stop! Stop it! Stop, all of you!
Oh, what are you doing?
Guess what? I believe that I have the Force. Yes, I feel it in my veins. I believe in the Force. I take all of these Dark Overlords. I take all of them. I take the Mama Dark Overlord, and the Papa Dark Overlord, and the Baby Dark Overlord, and the Emo Dark Overlord, and the Racist Dark Overlord, and the Black Sheep Dark Overlord, and I take them away with you.
Wait a minute. Don't you have the ability to control gravity anyway?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I already had gravity powers. Who cares? Screw you. It's the Force, okay? I don't give a hooks.
Oh, you're gonna get this. You're gonna get it, Graviton. You will pay for what you've done. First you got rid of Walter Jennings, and now you disrespect my family during the holidays.
Well, guess what? I would accept any family, except for yours, because they're douchebags, alright? And that is why I have gotten rid of them.
Well, guess what? You're gonna pay for that. But first, you might as well end your insignificant, stupid review before I kill you.
Okay, fine. I accept my fate. Yes. So where was I? Yes. Yes, I believe that this was a return to form for the Star Wars movies. They have redeemed themselves from the prequel trilogy. And that is what isn't that what we all wanted? Was movies better than the prequel trilogy? So what if it might not be as good as what came before? It's good in its own way. And plus it's better than the prequel trilogy. And that's what we all wanted, after all. So what if it might not be as good as the original trilogy? At least it holds honor to the trilogy, and it's good enough to continue. Although it's gonna be a little sad now, considering that we kind of missed the opportunity, because back when it was revealed that we were getting all of the main three protagonists of Star Wars back, I think we all kind of assumed that meant that not only were we getting all three back, but we were getting all three back together to interact with each other, for at least one last hurrah. But nope, no last hurrah, because one of them died before we were done introducing all three of them. We already killed one before we reintroduced the Luke Skywalker. So that's the downside. And that doesn't mean that it's a demerit or anything to the movie, but still, it is something, it is a little bit of a downside of deciding to go ahead and be like, okay, let's start killing off beloved characters. Woohoo! So what does this mean for the future? Does this mean we'll get any characters from the expanded universe, maybe? Like that redhead that Luke used to have a fling with, or that evil purple Nazi guy, or blue guy, I don't know what the hell his name is. Maybe that's who Benicio del Toro is playing. Maybe that bearded guy with the weird dog alien things. I don't know. The point is, they could do stuff from the expanded universe, or they could just keep doing their own thing. The sky's the limit with this franchise. They could do anything, and I go to the theater and happily watch it. So what if there's no after credit scene? The bad robot scene is good enough for me. Whatever the hell. I'm just glad there's more Star Wars movies. Let's keep 'em going. Because there's so many things left up in the air. So many question marks left to be solved. Such as what the fuck is going on with Rey? What? Is she a descendant of someone? All the characters keep referring to her as if they already know who she is and whatnot. But she doesn't know what's going on with her. She's waiting for someone at Jakku. She has the Force all of a sudden. What's the mystery going on around her?
Either she's the daughter of Han and Leia, or the daughter of Luke.
Alright, kind of narrows down the possibilities now that I think of it. Really, it's just one of either those two. Whatever, it's still something to look forward to finding out.
Even though we already guessed it.
Hey, you shut the hell up! And you might be thinking, wait a minute, what if they oversaturate this? After all, we're getting one movie each year. What the hell? Well, guess what? Those movies are going to be prequel movies or anthology movies. So as long as they keep those anthology movies and only do sequels to the main storyline, which is these films, then I'm A-okay with that. Have your Rogue One. Have your Han Solo prequel, although it'll be really depressing now that we know he's dead. Oh, good. But yes, have those spin-offs, as long as we make sure that they don't get sequels and just keep this as the sequel stuff. And then once we get to number 3, that's when we should have a break, Maybe that's why we get these anthologies movies, so that they can be they can be what holds us off till we get going with another trilogy. And when should we have another trilogy? After this one wraps up with the third one, Star Wars Episode 9. Well, let's give it a decade. Let's give that a decade. And until then, we'll just have the anthology films. And I believe that's the way to go at it, and I am fine with that. Although, it's too bad I'm not going to see that, because apparently I'm going to get killed right now.
Yes, you need to pay Graviton, you need to pay for what you've done. You need to pay. I'm going to impale you right now. After all, I have a stinger. I am a scorpion thing after all. Here I go.
At least the final movie I ever saw was a really good one. Okay, fine. Do it. Kill me. At least I saw a good movie.
You're gonna be dead right now.
Not if I have anything to do with that. Oh, Trevor? What did you do, Trevor? What did you do? I think I got impaled. I think I got impaled by the villain of the Howard the Duck movie. I got impaled by him. I got impaled. Well, why did you sacrifice yourself for me? Why did you do that, Trevor? When I treated you like shit. When I treated you like shit. I did it because I decided, you know what, I don't need to keep doing drugs because I got friends who care for me, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to listen to Blotnovsky talk about his film, and I'm not going to talk about the drugs, I'm going to do it. And even though you didn't see me, I actually heard a lot what you said, and I actually quite liked what you said. I actually liked it quite a lot. I actually liked it a lot. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you for saying that. Oh God. Oh, what have I done? What have I done?
I'll tell you what you did. You got rid of your best friend, and that was stupid. I'm just gonna pity you, Graviton. I'm not even gonna care to kill you anymore, because the pain you have now, due to your lost friend, is payback enough. Goodbye, Graviton. See you in the next space movie review.
Oh God. What are we gonna do? We need you. We need to get medical service. We need an ambulance. We need to revive you, Trevor. No, I think I'm already dead, Blotnovsky. I think I'm as good as dead. What we need to do is you need to finish your review. You need to rate the movie. Okay, Trevor, I'll do that. I'll rate the movie. I'll rate the movie. Okay. Should we either watch this movie or get stabbed by a lightsaber with the hilt? Because guess what? That hilt was useful, goddammit. What that hilt would do is that hilt would stab people on the shoulder as you were defending yourself with the other lightsaber. So it was useful after all. So what would you do, Trevor? What would you do? Well, judging by your kick-ass review, I would watch the movie. I would do it. I would watch the movie. Oh, that would be great, Trevor. That would be great. And I too would watch the movie again. Instead of getting stabbed by the left hilt of a lightsaber. So that's the movie, everybody. That's Star Wars The Force Awakens. I think Trevor's gonna die. Oh, good. You always remember me, Blotnovsky. Never forget me, Blotnovsky. Goodbye, Graviton. Goodbye. I'll always be in your heart. And you will always be in mine. I just said that. Oh, no. Oh, God. Trevor. Goodbye, everybody. See you next time. I'll see you when I review a movie that policemen don't want you to watch. But some policemen probably do, but others don't want you to watch because they hate the director. But I'm fine with the director, so I will watch it. I'll watch it. Because guess what? I'm gonna keep doing these reviews. I'm gonna do these reviews for Blednovsky. I'm gonna do it to continue his legacy. I'm gonna do it to continue Han Solo's legacy. And I'm gonna continue to do it for Trevor's legacy. For Trevor. So I'll see you then, guys. Trevor! Star Wars! Nothing but Star Wars! My friend is dead! Oh god, it's so sad! Oh, gee. Hey! Huh? Hey! Oh! Trevor! Hey! Hey, Gravitalk! I'll see you at the review for Rogue One. I'll see you, Trevor!